Got your coffee? Show everybody your $40 mug.
Okay, fun fact. This is handmade.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And I love it.
Stunning.
But
But.
I've won one of these since we moved here. So this is a local coffee shop.
Yep.
Won one. So I was there getting stuff for us. And so I was like, I'll grab one. I didn't look at the bottom. I assumed it'd be like $20 and I was okay with that. They ring me in and they're like, oh, it's $60 blah dollars. And I'm like, what?
Excuse me?
And then I look at the bottom of the mug and it said $40. And I was
Whoa.
like, that's a bit too much.
That's wild.
But I also am not the type to be like, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to go put it back on the shelf.
Never mind.
I had committed. They had
Hard
rung
pass.
it in.
They'd rung
It's
it
too
in.
late. I don't regret it, really.
Oh, it's just too little, too late.
I really like it. It's like, again, it's locally handcrafted by a local artist.
And the barn is the local cafe?
I can't remember the name. Vaughn something.
Vaughn something.
2023.
A vintage. Don't even. All right, let's
Vintage,
get into it.
yeah.
We got a lot to get through today.
Vintage.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
and
Board gamey things.
Exactly. We are here today as it is the second day of May. It's gonna be May.
I knew you were going to say that.
We are here today to do our monthly wrap up, and along with that comes a new set of MunchPak snacks. For anybody who doesn't know what MunchPak is, it is a monthly subscription service that gives you snacks from around the world delivered to your door. It's on the box.
All facts.
All facts, no fiction. This is the family pack, so this is the largest size that you can get, but you can also get a mini or an original or the family. And we got the family plus the soda.
Do you know how hard it's been for me
This is
to
nice
not
and
drink
cold.
this?
Pepsi Big Cola. As we go through this video, we are going to be trying some snacks from MunchPak because we like to eat snacks.
Can I read this to you?
Please do. It's from Japan. Pepsi Nama Cola.
Super refreshing. Some ingredients harvested. Cola. Under non-heating, you the great feeling. Produced, process, its taste gives.
It gives you wings. Before we get started with any of the snacks, I am curious to know if it tastes any different than regular Pepsi.
Coffee was a bad call.
I know, because now I'm looking at all these snacks.
I don't even want to drink the coffee.
Let's get into the stats. So in the month of April, first of all, we challenged ourselves to play lots of games from our Shelf of Shame.
We did, and I feel like we've been talking about this, and we feel like we didn't do very good.
But
we did.
We did. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but for those of you that are wondering about the 10 games that you requested us to play from our Shelf of Shame, we're gonna do those in a separate video. So in the month of April, we played a total of 68 different games. 43 of those games we played live in person, and 25 of those games we played on BGA. That's how we play them on BGA.
When I'm playing a game on BGA, I'm literally doing that. I'm like,
what am I gonna do? I don't know. Then we had 88 total plays. 56 of those plays were in person and 32 were on BGA. 29 of those games were new to us, with the majority of them being from our Shelf of Shame, but not all of them. Okay? So before we get started, Jeffrey, crack open the Pepsi. Now, this Pepsi is from Japan.
Is it?
Pepsi Nama Cola. Nama means raw in Japanese. This soda has a unique blend of spices that undergo no heat processing for the freshest flavors.
I can smell it a little bit.
I don't drink pop really, so this is a night Sprite. I don't really know what Pepsi tastes like.
It does taste like Pepsi, but there's a little bit of spice at the end, and I don't know what kind of spice it is.
Oh yeah.
Not cinnamon, but kind of cinnamony.
It's almost like earthy.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So that is the soda. The soda is
I'm going to
an
be drinking
add-on.
that the whole time.
Just so you guys know, the soda is an add-on. All right, let's jump into the games. So the first 4 games that we kicked off the month with were all new to us, which is great.
Started off as a bang.
The first one that we played was Wicked and Wise, which is a game that has been sitting on the Shelf of Shame for a little while. And essentially, Wicked and Wise is a trick-taking game, but it is a trick-taking game that is kind of specifically better with more players, I think. We only played it at 2 players. In a game where you're playing as more than 4 players, one person is playing as like the mouse character, one person is playing as a dragon character, and you're kind of like working together, playing cards at different times. Whereas in a 2-player game, you're playing everything all at once.
I thought it was fine. I mean, if it's trick taking, I'm probably going to like it to some degree because it's like one of my favorite mechanics.
Yeah.
I do feel like I would like it way more at like 3 or 4 player.
Yeah. To be honest, like it wasn't an overly memorable game at 2 players, but I do remember at the end us both saying like, this definitely needs to be played at 4 players minimum.
You miss a lot of the core
like all of the cool parts of the game where you're like working collaboratively as like one person as the dragon and one person as the mouse doing different things. You just kind of miss out on a 2-player game. So anyways, the next game that we played was Distant Suns. And this is a game that I actually got Jeff for Christmas and we finally got around to playing it. Basically, like you are kind of drawing out different patterns in order to achieve different objectives, which change up every game. The action selection is really cool because like you are choosing on your turn what you're going to draw, and then by default, whatever you aren't drawing, the thing next to what you're drawing is what the other person has to draw. I bought it for Jeff and we just kind of randomly pulled it out, and I think it was a big hit. Yeah,
I mean, we liked it enough that we played it during the day, and then we were like, hey, we should
let's stream
this because it's enjoyable. I mentioned on stream some of those heavier, more combo-y roll and writes kind of break my brain a little bit too much that I don't really overly enjoy it. This one felt kind of like middle.
Then we played Hanabi for the first time, which is a classic game where you are just building out fireworks and drinking Pepsi while you do it. So basically, you don't see your cards. Like, Jeff can see my cards and I can see his cards. And you give each other clues saying, like, okay, well, you've got 2 2s and they're right here. Those types of things. You've got 3 whites and they're all here. And you're just trying to play out the cards in order from 1 till 5 to build out the fireworks. That's it. Pretty straightforward, pretty unique. Haven't really played anything like it. I've been playing a bunch of it on BGA and I've been loving it.
I enjoyed it. Definitely more your style of stuff than mine, but I thought it was good.
Okay, one more and then we're going to have a snack. The next one that we played from our Shelf of Shame was Fife. This is a game that was gifted to us by our friends over at Covray. They gave it to us at PAX, so thank you, Tyler and Ilya, because I freaking loved it. You are building out things on a grid, and you have, like, you're going to be placing out scoring objectives as you go. So as an example, you might be trying to get a different thing in every slot of this row. And so if you're starting to do that, then you could put that scoring objective there. And there are going to be scoring objectives in every row, every column, and every diagonal. And you are trying to maximize your points as much as possible. So if you're trying to do everything different here, maybe everything the same here. So there's a lot of like planning out. It's a very like puzzly type of game. It's different, like it's beach themed basically. So like it might be different types of seashells or like a starfish or something like that.
With like different colors.
Yeah, stuff. Different colors. Like each little disc that you're putting out has an image on it and a color. So you might be trying to get everything red.
Again, this is probably one that is up Jamie's aisle more than me.
I like to puzzle.
I felt like I remember playing it, and I remember I thought I was doing really well, and then all of a sudden you just end up screwing yourself over.
Can't do it.
And then I think I got destroyed.
Yes, you
but
did.
That doesn't surprise me. I get destroyed in these types of puzzly games all the time. Yeah.
Let's have a snack, shall we? There is actually a Canadian snack in here that I've never ever tried, and I'm kind of curious. Do you want to try these chips?
Yeah.
So these are hard bite kettle chips, I think. They're wild onion and yogurt.
What?
Yeah. I assume, just by looking at this, I know this is from out west. This is definitely not
wild
from
onion.
Whistler.
Wild onion and yogurt?
Let's just try them. So it's a Canadian snack, but it's not an East Coast Canadian snack.
I've never heard of this in my life. Nor have I heard of those flavors.
That is very interesting.
It smells earthy.
You can really taste the yogurt.
You can. And the onion.
This would not be my go-to flavor.
I actually kind of like it.
I like it, but I'm like, it's just very unusual.
Juno would like to try.
Juno loves these videos.
It does taste a lot like sour cream and onion.
But
there is definitely, near the end, a little bit of a different taste. Like a yogurty taste.
But it tastes like strawberry yogurt to me for some reason.
I definitely get the onion, though.
Then we played Forgotten Waters. Forgotten Waters is a new game that we've been playing remote with our friends Tyler and Ilya from Calvary. And this is from Plaid Hat Games. It is a Crossroads game, and I am just having the absolute best time ever with this game.
We just recently identified that the Crossroads system also exists in Dead of Winter.
Yeah.
Forgotten Waters, though, I think just hits the theme for me.
It's
much
pirates.
better.
We just love pirates.
It's like this fantasy-esque pirate theme, and it's very good. The narration
so
is
silly.
incredible. It's very silly. It helps that we're playing with friends remotely.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm very, very much enjoying it.
Yeah, it's great. So basically in Forgotten Waters, everyone is playing as a different pirate. You are kind of like fighting over like your reputation or infamy to see who's the most infamous pirate and all of these things. And then you're going through a story. There's like an app that reads the story to you, and then you're making different decisions, and everybody has to either choose a different decision or you can do like a group decision, and it influences the story. Yeah, it's been a ton of fun. We're doing that like every Monday. But then the next two I want to talk about. Before we get into that, shall we have a snack?
Yep.
Okay. What do you want to have?
Juno loves these, apparently.
Oh, what are these? Golden Fluff Potato Flutes, and these are from America.
I'm not going to like these.
Honey barbecue flavor.
These are a Jamie thing.
I wanted these.
I'm not a big fan of the, like, Funyun, cheesy...
Oh, these are, like, the veggies.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yep. These are like veggie sticks.
It tastes like a French fry.
Yeah, they're potatoes.
It really does taste like a dried French fry.
The next game I want to talk about was new to me this month because it is a solo-only game, and it's called Bargain Basement Bathysphere, and that is from WizKids. This is a solo campaign roll and write game that is absolute nothing but silliness. Like the narration, the story kind of within it, the rule set is just like jokes. So basically you're going through different scenarios. It will tell you what your goals are. You are rolling dice and you are kind of moving down this like dry erase map, and you are like unlocking different things and doing different things. Like if you land on a spot, you have to like cross it off, and you're losing air as you go, and you're doing all of these things as if you're diving.
Yep.
And it's just total silly fun. It is easy to play. Like you literally just lay it out, start rolling some dice, and just laugh at the story. I've been really enjoying it, though. It's
What's
really,
it called?
really good. Bargain Basement Bathysphere.
Say it 3 times fast.
Bargain Basement Bathysphere, Bargain Basement Bathysphere, Bargain Basement Bathysphere.
Oh, you were doing so good.
Okay, so that is one from me that I have been...
What's it called?
Bargain Basement Bathysphere. Jeff, talk to the people about Deep Rock Galactic.
I had the absolute pleasure of playing the Deep Rock Galactic board game. Premise: I have never played the video game Deep Rock Galactic, so I didn't know what I was getting into. However, Deep Rock Galactic, the board game, from everything that I've talked to about the people that have played the video game, it plays very similarly. So it is a cooperative experience where you are going through these mines and you are fighting off baddies and trying to complete a scenario objective. You're doing that by basically you're each controlling an asymmetrical dwarf, and you're just blasting your way through these tunnels, finding new rooms that uncover maybe new monsters or new loot type situations for you to get into. You're collecting resources and to put into your little like ship pod so that you can like maybe send in a supply drop or what have you. Everything that I've expressed in this game to people that have played the video game have been saying that is exactly the video game. And I will tell you, we played it and we immediately wanted to play it again. We ended up playing 2 scenarios. It took about 4 or 5 hours plus like breaks for snacks and stuff. And I have not been able to stop thinking about it. It was one of the best experiences I've had. I didn't play it with Jamie. It was with Lance from Lancelot Games, who is a local gaming store here. Jamie's brother Zach, and Kyle, who was the first time we got to play. I got to play a game with Kyle, a local gentleman who was an absolute pleasure to play this game with. And I've been thinking about it ever since. It might go down as one of my favorite games of this year. And I'm really excited for people to get this in their hands and finally play it. Especially the people that like the video game, because I do feel like it stayed completely true to that. And it was such a good co-op experience.
Yeah.
I really think you would very much enjoy it.
Oh, probably.
Like, I played this character where I could, like, lob grenades up and over top of stuff, and, like, I could put a turret out, and I would put the turret in front of, like, spawn points, and it would just, like, start shooting. It was really, really good.
Then we played Emotep the Duel.
Yeah.
This game we have had, I think, since, like, PAX 2021.
Yeah, a long time.
It was, like, right after that we got it, and I don't know what took us so long
We haven't played...
We haven't played Emotep.
Emotep.
No. Basically, in Emotep the Duel, you are kind of like playing off of this grid, and you're placing out your little meeples onto the grid, and then your decision is either place a meeple or take the action. And there's different like tiles that are spread outside of the grid that if you take the action, you get the reward or the little...
You're basically unloading the boat.
You're basically unloading the boat, and you do that in whatever order you're in. And you're just trying to score points based on the tiles that you're collecting. So if you have like multiple sections of a pyramid, you're like building a little pyramid, you're going to get some points. If you have obelisks and you have a bunch of those, you're going to get some points. Bunch of different things. I really enjoyed it. It was really easy to learn. It was relatively quick to play.
There's definitely a little bit of meanness to it because, like, as Jamie was expressing, like, when you can force someone to take goods off of a boat that they might not want to take goods off of, because you can basically trigger rows or columns. So if you hop into a row or a column and be like, I want to unload the boat, it's forcing everyone in that row or column to unload at that time.
Yeah. Let's do the hazelnut thing. This is Matilde Vicenzi mini snack hazelnut cream treat thing from Italy. Nailed it. It's like a pastry. This is messy.
You breaking it, huh?
There you go. Oh my god, it's like Nutella. You don't like it?
I'll tell you why.
This is my kind of thing.
It's not that I don't like it. Flaky pastry stuff, not my jam.
My jam. It's a little bit messy though. Here's one I'd like to talk about. Pitch Car. Maybe one of the most unique games I've ever played.
I just also want to quickly shout out. This was a gift from Tim and Michelle.
Thanks, Tim.
So thank you, Tim and Michelle. Plus the loop expansion, which is basically just a big loop you can add.
It's wild.
It is wild.
So this is a dexterity game. Everybody has a wooden disc that is their little pitch car. And it is just a race around the track.
Three loops.
Yeah, we played the standard version, which is just whoever can finish 3 laps first, and we added in the loop. And so you're just like flicking, trying not to go off of the track.
Or flipping.
Or flipping your car, because obviously, thematically, that'd be bad. And you're trying to get up around the loop and all of these things.
Yep.
It gave big moments. I could not get around the loop, though, for the longest time until somebody else pushed me through.
It's tough because, like, wherever you're at, you have to flick from. You have to get enough momentum to let it loop around, but also enough so that it doesn't get to the top and fall down.
It's very difficult. I thought it was super fun. I think not everybody thought it was...
No, myself included. And I'll say why. There wasn't enough game there for me. It was really just flicking cars around a track. That's it. At least in the iteration of it that we played. I don't know if there's other modules and stuff you can play.
There are. Yeah, we played standard, but there's like other like almost mini game stuff.
And I'm sure like if you got the right group and whatever, this would be super fun. I do think kids would absolutely adore this. I think it'd be a great way to introduce people into the hobby. I felt like it was lacking something. Yeah. But again, it might be one of the modules that we just haven't played yet.
It did have like those big moments where we were just like laughing, and
it did have good group dynamic moments.
Yeah,
that's
allows for just silly fun.
Yep,
which
agreed.
We love. Okay, let's have another snack, and then we'll get into the last game.
I'm really liking these hard bite chips, man.
Let's try these from South Korea. These are called Cancho Choco Biscuits. They just look like little chocolate cookies. Crunchy biscuits with smooth chocolate filling. And the sweetest designs. Oh my god.
What is this?
Whoa! Well, I guess that's Juno's. It's got chocolate in it, Juno. Don't eat it. Mmm.
That's good.
Mmm. Mm. They're kind of like vanilla wafers. We're not going to eat this right now, but I just need to... These are called Slaps lollipops, and I think the purpose is to slap.
I want to, like, just...
Next up, we played Knockdown, which is from Awaken Realms Light. Jeff, do you want to tell people about Knockdown?
It's Awaken Realms version, iteration, what have you, of Unmatched, skirmish-esque type games. In Knockdown, it's very thematically based off of games like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. The box sets up as the arena. The arena is one single track with 2 fighters on it. And the fighters can either move backwards or forwards on this singular track, attacking each other, with the ultimate goal of knocking out your character in 2 of 3 rounds. The first person to knock out the other character in 2 rounds wins the game. You're doing this by playing out cards and doing combos. So you'll play a card, which will be a basic attack, like maybe it's a high kick. But then every character has asymmetrical abilities that allow you to then play cards from your hand to combo off of. And you can continue to do combos as long as you can pay for those combo moves with cards from your hand. The really interesting part of this is once you have an attack that has a knockout function, which basically means I've knocked you out, you basically then have to stack a bunch of cubes. So as you play this game, you're getting heavy wounds or light wounds, and then those wounds are all represented by a small cube. So the more of those cubes you have, when you get knocked out, you have 10 seconds to stack all of your cubes in a single stack. If you can't do that, you are knocked out, you lose the round.
Yeah.
Heavy wounds stay in your pool. Light wounds you can kind of get rid of by doing certain things, but that's the basic premise. You also have a version where you can just roll dice instead of stacking the cubes if dexterity isn't really your thing. But let's be honest, the really cool thing about stacking the cubes.
And yelling 10, 9, 8.
Wasn't a huge hit. It felt like it should have been better than it was. It went on too long.
It was a little bit too light.
Yeah, it went on too long for me. It just felt like it was too easy to stack the cubes, and it just took a long time to get through even one round of 3. Glad we got to try it, but probably one I wouldn't return to.
Yeah. Then I played Wreck Raiders solo. So Jeff was streaming one night and I was like, I'm just going to pull up Wreck Raiders. And this is from Kids Table Board Gaming. And I really, really liked it. I think that you will also like it. But essentially what you're doing, you are rolling dice into the box lid. And in the box lid, there's different squares that have different like seashells or starfish or whatever. So you literally drop the dice in there. Wherever the dice land on that type of seashell, you put it in a little pool, and that's where you're pulling dice from on your turn. When you pull a dice that has a starfish, well, you get a starfish token, or you get a conch shell, or whatever it might be. And then you are taking that number that's on the die and placing your diver into one of the ship wreckages on the board, which is then going to get you a little tile. With the tiles, you're then either building out a display of like specific types of tiles in order to gain bonuses, or you are putting them in a vault and you are trying to build out different patterns. Like I want to have all gold here, or I want to have different unique things here. It's a little bit puzzly. I thought the solo version was great. You're just playing against an AI who's taking other dice and they're basically like taking spaces away from you so that you can't do certain things. It's basically resource gathering, patterns, pattern building, objectives. And it is a lot of fun. It's really pretty.
I mean, anytime KTBG comes out with a game, I really like the way they put their games together, like the art style, the simplistic mechanics, but there's a depth of strategy. I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, it's really good. I am a big fan of KTBG. I think that there hasn't really been one of their games so far that's been like a huge miss for me. Like there's some that I like more than others, obviously, because like a lot of them are made for kids. I haven't been disappointed yet.
Yeah, agreed.
We are going to have one more snack, And then we were just going to quickly touch on some of the BGA games. Okay, the last snack we're going to try for today, and just so everybody knows, like, we've barely made a dent. There's so many snacks in here, and we will continue to try these over, like, live streams and all that good stuff.
Yep.
These are Skittles from China, and they are tea flavored. Grapefruit jasmine tea, lemon black tea, lychee black tea, passion fruit green tea, and peach oolong tea. Okay, I got 3 different ones.
That tastes like a cough drop. That tastes like a lemon halls.
That must be the lemon black tea.
Try it.
Oh, yeah.
Lemon halls? Yeah. The yellow one's really good.
How's the yellow one?
The yellow one's very good. Is there only one yellow? Oh my god.
Oh, you ate it?
I did not suspect these to taste as good as they do. For all you tea drinkers out there that might drink like loose leaf tea or like those like very fruity teas like peach teas and stuff, and who's like can smell the bag and it's like, this smells amazing, but then you drink the tea and it's not quite that tastes like water. Robust. These taste like the smell of those teas. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%. Last thing just about BGA, I just wanted to talk a little bit about not all of the games, but maybe we'll just like pick one. I played 24 plays on BGA, finished games in the month of April, 22 different games. Jeff played 26 plays in 17 different games. Jeff, tell the people, what is your most played game?
Is it Boop?
It's Boop. 8 games of Boop he played.
So I have an ongoing game with Middle Class Joe, who is a friend from the Discord, one of our moderators in there. And so we have a continuous game of Boop going. We just keep it going, and the only conditions is basically whoever wins the game at the end in the little chat box has to go Boop. So anytime one of us wins, we go Boop, and then we just start a new game. I'm playing Gaia Project with Michael Murphy from the Brothers Murph. And very much enjoying it because we're both kind of like, both of us have played that game and know how to play the game, but we don't know how to do well in the game.
Yeah, fair.
So we've kind of just been playing and being like, oh, what's this do? And kind of just talking back and forth about it and helping us understand the game a little bit more. And I'm very excited to kind of do that more and more because there's a lot of games that I play on BGA that I just play and I'm like, I don't know how to actually play this game. I know how to play the game, but I don't know how to play it well. Yeah. Like, it's a Small World, for example. Like, I don't know how the heck to do well in that game. Or the one we're playing with Jenna and Reggie, like Stone Age. Like, I have no idea. So with Mike, it's been nice to be like asking questions back and forth or whatever. Like, why did this happen? It's more so me asking him questions. But I've also been playing a continuous game of Caverna with Half Hand and Dream Mom. And kudos to them. I'm not very good at well, I think I'm getting better at Caverna, but they're learning it, and we just keep playing over and over and over again. I've
been playing lots of different stuff. I did play one called Tang Hu Lu, which was, I never heard of it, and I was just like, this looks really cute, so I invited people in the Discord to play, and it's kind of like a set collection type of game. It's about candy, like Japanese candy. Other than that, one that we played in April that I really enjoyed was Go Nuts for Donuts.
Yeah, I have such a love.
Friends over at Table Nuts.
I have such a love-hate relationship.
That is just such, but it's one of those games that we always play with like our friends at Table Nuts, and we always just have such a great time.
I feel like Go Nuts for Donuts, yeah, like I only ever want to play that with friends. Yeah, because it is just silly
nonsense,
and it's more fun to play that game and get mad at your friends who pick the same card as you.
I think we had a pretty decent gaming month. I mean, there were some.
I definitely feel like we didn't, though. Yeah, it's impressive to me.
It feels like we didn't.
It's impressive to me how many games we got played, given that we both, up until like today, we're like, man, I don't feel like we got a lot of stuff played because it has been busy. I guess really like all we do is this and play games.
All we do is play games. So, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is everything that we have for today. So we'd be interested to know down below what was your favorite game that you played in the month of April. We would love to know. If you're interested in buying board games like any of the many that we mentioned today, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
Yes, it is. If you are interested in snacks, look no further. MunchPak. We have a code.
We do.
For $5 off your subscription. They have a ton of different options. I think you can actually just go on there and buy snacks as well. So if there's something you're interested in or you've tried and you like, you can purchase it right from them. That is all that we have for today. So thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
Happy snacking. Ba 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 baran. Ba 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 ba
Babaran.
Just take my hand. Oh, you blew it. You freaking blew it. Jeff, pass me that box.
That's why.
Those are not the words.
Yes, it is.
Guess what? It's gonna be May.
No, it's that's why.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Some of these snacks are gonna go weird with our coffee, probably.
Yeah.
I just choked on my own spit.
Maybe go wash your hands. Studio break.
Oh, what a mess. I suppose you're probably not supposed to break it in half.
No. Probably. You really like to joke, you know.
That was the messiest thing I've ever eaten in my life.